Welcome to Simple Life. It is a cool but nice fall day. How you doing, Herman?
Oh, I'm still kind of weak.
Yeah. It's a nicer day, isn't it, than yesterday? Yesterday it was raining.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's not too bad so far.
No. It's pretty nice. All the leaves are changing, starting to fall on the ground. It's pretty nice out. We still got our scrap metal pile that needs to be taken care of. We're still building it. At some point, we'll fill up the whole entire dump truck and take it into town and recycle it. All right, boys, why don't you guys get the Kubota, and we're gonna go up and we're going to fix the goat area and shrink it down a little so some of the area has some time to recover. All right? Isn't that right, little guy? Hi. Oh no, dog still hates me.
You messed it up a while back when you put the damn thing on.
Yeah, dog's never liked me since I put the collar on her, but she needs to stay around the house. I don't want her dead, so when we go up to the goats, we're gonna be doing a few things. One of the things we're gonna be doing is we're going to be changing the area that they're in just a little. And then the other thing we're gonna be doing is we are going to be collecting a bunch of thicker hazelnut branches, sticks, wood for a project down at our house because we are gonna redo Christine's garden fence. Christine's garden fence is like a woven fence, and you'll see. I'll show you that, and then we're gonna redo it tomorrow because tomorrow is supposed to be, I think, nice enough. I probably should check the weather before I start planning projects, right? Especially here, because it could be raining tomorrow. Let's see what we got tomorrow. So as long as we do the work in the morning, I think we'll be good tomorrow to get that fence redone. And the cool part about redoing that fence is you don't need anything other than a bunch of sticks and a post driver. So I'll show you how we're gonna do that. I'll show you what it looks like. We've allowed the goats to graze this whole entire area down, right? They've done a really good job, really pushing back all the blackberry bramble and everything in here. We have this whole entire area right here that goes all the way up to the top to over where the greenhouse was and will be in the future. But I think we're pretty darn close to having enough to include this area and their house, and so we're just gonna shrink everything down to about 1.5 acres. There's only 3 goats and a dog in here. I think we'll be good with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pace off what fencing is up right here, and then I'll go and pace off what distance I need to cover and see if I have enough fencing, so that way I don't get halfway done with this and then find out I don't have enough fencing. I got to the bottom of the area, paced it off. It's 170 paces, which is on average about 3 foot a pace. That's my pace is about 3 feet. So about 510 feet of fencing. And I think we'll have just about enough. I think we'll be within the margin of error. We're gonna wrap up most of the fencing that we have, and we're gonna go and we're gonna surround that other area. But I wanna show you this pasture. I've talked about this pasture over and over again, and my goats have been grazing on it, and they took it from blackberry bramble to an actual pasture. And now I wanna show you what it looks like in the fall. You've seen it in the spring, you've seen it in the summer, and here is what it looks like right now. So, it's recovering, it's doing well, I'm happy with it. What's really cool is there's a lot of clover and different varieties of stuff in here that I've never planted. I never planted any of this. When I came in here, this was pure blackberry bramble with nothing other than Scotch broom, blackberry bramble, and hazelnut in here. That's all that was in here. I haven't planted anything, but what came back was the seed bank. Now, it's true, I did come in here with an excavator and I cleared up all the bramble and piled it all up and burned it. I did do that. But I didn't do anything else. I didn't replant, I didn't bring any seed in here at all like I've done in other areas. Did no cover cropping, did none of that. And there is still blackberry in here, okay? I'll show you. See this right here? That's blackberry right here. Some blackberry over there as well. There's a reba. No, you're not gonna jump up on me. There's our little goats. So if I left this area with no goats in it for a prolonged period, it would all go back to what it was. So I technically haven't cleared the area, but what I'm doing is slowly that blackberry bramble is gonna get pressured and pressured and pressured to the point where it does die back. Just figured I'd show you that because, you know, this was this was pretty rough just a couple years ago, and I've shown you some satellite images of this area. But over the next couple of years, you'll see that across other portions of this property, that there's going to be areas that we go in and we work with the goats, and what comes out is going to be, well, beautiful. All right, let's get our goats moved, and then they'll have some fresh stuff to nibble on, and this area will have time to recover, so that way when my moms and my babies come back over in the next month or so, maybe 2 months, they'll have plenty of area to eat and nibble on, graze, have beautiful little babies for springtime. Reba's just laying there watching her goats. She's right underneath that little tree right there. Goats are right over there. She's just watching them, keeping an eye on them. She's a good dog. She just needed a break from the little ones. Got all the fencing collected up to this point. So this fence is going to stay, and they're going to go from being on that side of the fence to this side of the fence. Clint's got the other netting right there. We're going to go right back that way with the fencing. All right, so here's what we got. I'm going to have Clint bring the excavator over, and I'm going to move some of these logs that are in here, because I don't want to include the old burn pile with the goats. There's just a bunch of metal and stuff in there, and I don't need a goat getting cut, caught up, anything like that. So we're going to exclude the old burn pile and all the old fencing and all the old junk that's in there. And when I say junk, it's all metal. It's all old metal and stuff that was covered in blackberry and poison oak and all kinds of stuff. But for right now, we're gonna get these logs out. Most of these were standing dead. There's a few saw logs in here, but almost everything in here is firewood. We had a little bit of a rain shower there for a minute. All right, so I got this area cleaned up a little. I got my saw logs and firewood logs out. We repiled the old burn pile, even though it's not really gonna be burned anytime soon, because most of it's soaking wet. Obviously, I didn't get all this little stuff out of here, but that's okay. Clint has done a great job laying out the netting for us, and we're gonna help him finish it off right now. Well, as you can see, the goats found the new area very quickly. It didn't take more than about 30 seconds for them to figure out there was good graze in here, good browse. Well, I still have a car in here. I am gonna be removing this car soon, sooner rather than later. It's just one of those things that I haven't had anywhere to put it, and I need to get it out of here. And it's gonna be something I actually have to do some work to get it out of here, because I can't just take it to the scrapyard. The scrapyards will not take it unless I cut it in half. So it has to be cut in half to be taken to the scrapyard, which means I have to bring up my cutting torches and cut it in half. We are going to go collect some branches or wood for Christine's garden fence. So let's go do that right now. Oh, we got 20 little fence posts all cut. The boys threw them over the fence. We're gonna go take them and put them in the Kubota, which means somebody's gonna have to go get it.
I can.
And I knew that was gonna be said. So we will come over here. Now, why hazelnut? Hazelnut is just very, it's a tough little wood. It doesn't rot too quick. It doesn't crack too quick. It holds up pretty darn good. So we like using it for stuff like this. So here's our little pile of hazelnut post.
No,
Really? We were gonna help you, but he picked them. He picked up like 15 of them. Clay, help him put those in there. All right.
you're exactly right. I picked up 15.
Yeah, I think so. Because I had 5 the last time. All right, help him do that. Don't drop him. I don't want to muddy.
No. Sorry.
Clay, watch out. He's gonna smack you in the head with those.
I don't want to smack his head.
Help him, Clay. He's struggling. I ain't gonna help him.
Can't.
We will see you guys tomorrow when we put up Christine's little garden fence that we've done in the past, but over time it fell apart. And we have everything we need. I believe we have everything we need down at our place, and I'll show you how I do it, what it looks like, and hopefully I'll get a kiss on the cheek for doing it. If not, then I'm gonna tear it back down. So next day, we are going to fix Christine's garden fence. It goes along the garden, is a little bit of like an S curve. Now in the past, we had done hugelculture over here, and we're not gonna do that anymore. But for right now, what we do have here are some of Christine's favorite plants. We have some raspberries in here she really loves. We also have an olive tree, which we have not gotten any olives off of yet, but the tree is still doing very good. We do have, I wasn't lying, this is a raspberry bush. Oh yeah, there's a couple. We have a butterfly bush right here, and I believe this is some type of raspberry or grape or something. I don't know what this is. What we've done in the past is we'd pounded these stakes in the ground, and they worked really good. The wood I'd used in the past was a hawthorn, and the hawthorn just didn't hold up. It rotted fairly quickly. How quickly did it rot? Well, it took about 3 years for it to rot, and that's how long this has been here. Is about 3 years. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in, we're gonna rip out the post, we're gonna drive in new post. That did not take very long to get those all torn out. As you can see, a lot of them were really rotted and dried. Now that might just be part of this. We might have to every 3 years or so come in and replace this. I don't know. We're gonna try hazelnut this time because the hawthorn, obviously, I wasn't super happy with it, but I think the hazelnut will do a little better. So, figured I'd show you kind of how this is working. What we have here, I just started down there, and these are about 2.5, 3 feet apart. Last time this worked really good, so we're gonna keep doing what worked good. Now this time they are a little taller, and that's gonna give us 2 options. One option is to go taller or to cut them off. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get all the posts in, and then I'm gonna start weaving, and I'm gonna talk to the wife and see what the wife wants. Because if she wants them taller, then we'll just have to bring a lot more sticks up and kind of weave them in. The cool part about this is, see, there's a little bit of movement to them. It doesn't matter. Here's why it doesn't matter. Once you start weaving in between these, they all stiffen up. And so all this little wiggliness doesn't matter, because they all get tied together and it becomes really sturdy. I mean, okay, when I say really sturdy, within reason. Obviously, this isn't like gonna hold, you know, a herd of elk back or something like that, but it's perfect for her raspberry bushes and keep the dogs from running over her lavender plant over here and that kind of stuff. So that's the idea. It's part of it's aesthetic, part of it is functional. Most of it is to make my wife feel good, which, if you know anything about marriage, that is very important. If you don't know anything about marriage, you just learned something. The idea is to weave it like a basket. So on this one, we're gonna go this way and over the top and down like that. All right. Slide that down to about there, buddy. There you go. All right, bring me another one. And the main thing is to not smash the plants, because if I have a fence up but I've smashed all my wife's plants, she's not going to be happy there's a fence up. That being said, Christine is a very happy person. Okay, so as you can see, this isn't that hard to do. It's actually quite easy. And it holds up fairly well against just everyday things. Now, if you have goats rubbing on this, it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to make them a lot tighter. These will have to be a lot thicker. There's gonna be a lot of things you're gonna have to do differently. But as just a barrier fence that raspberries and other plants can grow on, well, it looks quite nice and it makes the wife happy. So that's why we're doing it. So we are going to continue working down the row. And this is about maybe a third of it done. I underestimated the amount of material we need. Not by a large amount, but probably by about 30%. So I'm about 30% shy of finishing the fence. But it's okay. We will go up to Herman's and collect some more tonight because, well, or this afternoon in a few minutes. It's actually only the afternoon. It's just overcast today. We need 4 more posts for over here and maybe about 10 or so pieces of lattice. Clint just went and got another, well, 1 piece. That's probably too short, Clint. So we need a few more pieces of lattice, but you could see just in a few minutes how nice this turned out. I mean, seriously. It didn't cost me anything. Went up in the woods, cut some long, thin runner branches, and we weaved them together. I'm half tempted to use the same method up at Herman's around some of our garden beds, just to keep out deer, stuff like that. And that's not gonna keep out deer. At this height, no. But what if we were to come in and plant hazelnut along the perimeter of our gardens, like actually plant it and then let it grow up nice and tall and then start weaving into live hazelnut? That would be something, wouldn't it? Now we're talking that would take 4 or 5 years to really get established, but then we'd have a real hedgerow. I mean, like a proper hedgerow. So it's something I've been pondering, I've been thinking, what can I use that is native to our area, that grows really well, that is really hard to kill, that I can use to create fencing and perimeters that doesn't incorporate me going in, putting in fencing. Also, I really like things that are beautiful. Fencing is really not all that beautiful. So, all right, let's get up to Herman's. We'll get the last of what we need. I just saw this and these are super ripe. So in the Pacific Northwest, we have a madrone tree. It's what we call it. I think other people call it, I'll put it down in the description, but we call it a madrone. And they have these little berries and they are like a citrus berry. Trust me, they actually have a very nice taste to them if you can get them nice and red like this, okay? I have to remind myself of what the taste tastes like. It's like a mix between a blueberry with a little bit of citrus to it. Not very sweet, very much on the mellow side. I would say probably something with pretty low sugar count. Super good for you. The cool part is most people don't know that you can eat them, and they are absolutely delicious. This is where we're gonna get all the branches we need for Christine's fence, for the garden fence, but let's go check on our goats. And Reba, yeah, exactly, she's gotten so big and beautiful. Yes, indeed, you're such a good girl. Oh, and there's our goats, and they are doing good as well. Hi, guys. Hi. And they have plenty of area. Let me just give you a little bit better of an idea. It goes up to that tree over there. It comes all the way through here, all the way down the hillside for about 100 yards down that way. So between 3 goats and a dog and 1 upside down car, I think they have plenty of room to graze and enjoy themselves. All right, let's get this trimmed up, get everything we need out of here. Which isn't going to be a heck of a lot. I think it'll be pretty quick. I don't think it's going to take very long to get what we need. We got a nice pile of both post and lattice work. I'm going to load that up, we'll take it down, and we'll finish the garden fence right now. We are back from Herman's, and we have enough lattice work to finish this off. So we're gonna get it done as quick as possible because we are quickly losing sunlight. The fence is done on this side. I still have about 8 feet over there to do, but it's getting too dark for filming. I know, winter's horrible when it comes to that. You know, you get going and next thing you know, the day's over and it's time to wrap up. Well, we are done for the day. As I've said, the fence has turned out nice. We're happy with it. I got a kiss from the wife. She liked it, which is all that really mattered. And we are going to call it for the evening. Thank you so much for joining us on A Simple Life. And we will see you guys in a few days.